Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling, one of life's biggest, maybe the biggest question mark, the moment we arrive. It's this ultimate lottery, isn't it? You have zero control, absolutely none, yet that single moment dictates so much of what comes next. I mean, think about it. One ticket, you could land in a, warm, modern hospital in Switzerland. Another ticket, though, maybe it's a dusty refugee camp. Maybe it's somewhere caught in a war. For one person, life kicks off with dreams, possibilities. For the other, it's survival.
Right.
Lit from day one.
Exactly. And that sets up our core question for this deep dive. Is this fate? Is it just like random luck? Or, and this is what we want to explore, is it actually the outcome of a flawed system? A system we're all part of. Our mission today really is to try and decode what we're calling this absurd order. It seems random, but maybe it's not so random after all.
Okay, so to make this really clear, let's paint a picture with two people. Let's call them Liam and Aya. Liam, he's one of the lucky ones in this lottery. Born in a safe U.S. suburb, clean water, of course, good school, it's a given. His biggest stress might be, college applications. He's got safety nets, stability, it's all just normal for him. But he didn't earn that normal, it's just where his ticket landed him. Now, flip side, Aya. She opens her eyes and war is the normal. Clean water is a luxury, maybe something you hope for. Education, a distant dream. Her biggest hope day to day is maybe just that her family stays safe until tomorrow. She's in a place the system, it seems to forget or maybe just ignore. Same as Liam, she didn't choose it. That was her starting block.
And what's so striking, isn't it, is that they live on the same planet, same time, but in completely different worlds. One world is built around comfort, around consumption, maybe even excess. The other, it's built around survival. It's about feeling those walls, the limitations every single day.
Yeah.
And the crucial point here, it's not about talent. It's not about intelligence or effort, not initially anyway. It's purely about where that starting line got drawn for them.
Yeah, you can really feel that contrast. It sounds incredibly unjust. So the big question then is why? Why does this setup persist? Why doesn't it change?
That's the core of it. And it seems to come down to, three big interlocking kind of invisible forces or cogs keeping this order in place. The first one is historical legacy. You have to look back. Think about centuries of colonialism, for instance. Wealth, resources, flowing overwhelmingly in one direction. And when that era officially ended, the effects didn't just vanish. It left behind nations with, say, artificial borders, depleted resources, economies often designed to serve others, not to thrive on their own. So for many places, it's like the game was rigged, or maybe even over, before they could properly start playing.
Right. That shadow of history is long. Okay, what's the second cog?
The second is the rules of the economy. The global system, trade rules, finance rules, intellectual property laws. They aren't neutral. Let's be clear on that. They're often written, let's face it, by the powerful nations, and they can trap poorer countries. Cycles of debt, or using them primarily as sources of cheap labor, cheap raw materials, that cheap t-shirt you might buy, or the latest phone. There's often an invisible cost, and it's frequently paid in places like where Aya lives.
That hidden cost. Okay. Historical legacy, economic rules. What's the third?
And the third cog, and this one might be the most challenging for us personally, is the apathy of comfort. Basically, as long as our lives, our comfort aren't really disturbed, there's a strong tendency to, avoid confronting the injustice baked into the system. Why? Because facing it head on means acknowledging responsibility. And responsibility can feel uncomfortable, heavy. So for many people in, say, Liam's world, Aya's reality is just a news bulletin. Something distant, something you can switch off.
Wow, that apathy of comfort, it really hits home. And it leads right back to that tricky question, doesn't it? Who's actually to blame here? Is it Liam's fault he was born lucky? Is it Aya's fault she wasn't? It feels wrong to blame them.
Exactly. And that's crucial. The blame doesn't lie with the individuals caught in the system on either side. The real culprit, if you want to call it that, is the system itself. It's like this huge invisible machine. And what powers it? Often our consent. Or maybe more often our apathy. Our indifference. Every time we think or say, what can I do alone? It's like adding a little bit of oil to keep that machine running smoothly. Indifference is its best fuel. And this is why it's so important to shift the conversation. Move away from blame, which looks backwards, and move towards responsibility, which is all about looking forward, about the future we want to build.
So the real absurdity isn't some grand evil plan. It's more subtle. It's that the system just persists. Because maybe not enough people see a compelling reason to really push for fundamental change. If you win the lottery, you probably don't question the lottery rules too much, right? And if you lose, you often don't have the power or the platform to demand a different system. And we have to keep reminding ourselves none of us chose our starting point. Liam or Apia, it was a roll of the dice. And the system, as it stands, just keeps rolling those dice, producing winners and losers.
And that leads us to the final thought we want to leave you with today, something to really chew on. Imagine the lottery was drawn again, tonight. And this time, your ticket wasn't the lucky one. How much injustice, playing out somewhere else in the world, would you be willing to tolerate just so someone else could maintain their comfort?